going on? Welcome back. Ever since word got out that not only was Elon going to move forward with the buyout of Twitter, but that he was also going to purge 75% of the Twitter staff, woke Twitter has been having an absolute meltdown. And, while that has been an absolute blast to witness, of course, I do think Elon was actually becoming a bit concerned that potentially advertisers were going to make a break for it and pull all of their marketing from the social media platform. Because once the story came out showing Elon walking into Twitter HQ carrying a sink, it was also accompanied by a report that, quote unquote, inside sources said that Elon Musk was pushing back on his pledge to fire 75% of the Twitter staff. If you want, you can check that video out by clicking the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen if you haven't seen it yet. And while the term inside sources is normally a red flag to me, that I'm about to be lied to by the mainstream media, in this instance at least, it looks like it may have been true. So this article dropped from the Daily Wire yesterday, and it reports on the updated number of staff that Elon is expected to purge. So let's check it out. Elon Musk set to unleash the purge at Twitter after requests made to managers. Report. New Twitter CEO Elon Musk is reportedly set to cut up to 50% of the workforce at Twitter after taking over the company late this week, and layoffs are expected to begin as soon as this weekend. All right, so there we go. The new updated number is 50%. And I got to say that's, a bit disappointing. Don't forget the type of people these are. Remember the draconian way they have run Twitter all these years. However, I got to trust the guy who knows what he's doing. After all, this is the guy who owns Tesla. The New York Times reported that Musk ordered the cuts across the company, with some teams to be trimmed more than others, adding that some managers were being asked to draw up lists of employees to cut. Ross Gerber, the chief executive of Gerber Kowalski Wealth and Investment Management, said he was told by a top official from Musk's team that major layoffs were coming to the workforce of 7,500 people. I was told to expect somewhere around 50% of people will be laid off, Gerber said. So yeah, there's not much more to this report. The rest of this article is just fluff, reiterating everything we already know. So it's definitely a good thing that Elon is still planning on significant downsizing. I think one of Twitter's biggest issues, aside from the insane censorship, was its unnecessarily bloated workforce. I'm not a business expert by any means, but doing some research on the matter, I learned that they had many positions that could be done remotely. Not only did you not have to live in San Francisco near HQ, you didn't even need to live in the state of California to work these positions. And that's just ridiculously unnecessary to me. So downsizing is completely warranted in my opinion. And as I was saying before, the concern was that advertisers, specifically the woke corporations, would pull all of their marketing from the platform. And it looks like one of them has already done so. And it's a big one. GM. GM temporarily suspends advertising on Twitter following Elon Musk takeover. So the incredibly woke and cowardly General Motors has decided to suspend all of their advertising, claiming that it's just normal course of action, which sounds like bullshit, but we're going to have to take a look at this video here.
A news alert here on GM and Twitter. The automaker temporarily here suspending advertising on the social platform after the takeover by Elon Musk. The company saying it's a normal course of business and that it is, quote, engaging with Twitter to understand the direction of the platform under their new ownership. This is really interesting, of course, for many reasons, but one, because Musk himself wrote that letter basically to advertisers yesterday saying, look, we don't want this to be a hellscape. We still want advertisers on there, but he has also said in terms of content moderation, he's going to be a lot more open than the current Twitter management. It doesn't matter for Twitter stock, which is going to stop trading here in the next few weeks.
It'd be different if Coca-Cola said that. This is GM and also a competitor on the Tesla front. But look, for advertisers, and at times when we've looked at the social media platforms, we know when Facebook was going through their problems, advertisers have to get out there and be cautious about where they are parking their dollars and effectively where they are endorsing. And so I think it doesn't surprise me to hear it. And when he makes the statement, it's not going to be, what was the term,
hellscape.
A hellscape. Why say that? The presumption is, I guess maybe it could be.
Previously he said he would let Trump back on and he would let anyone that wants to become and not sort of moderate the content. You don't want it to be a place full of, pornography and hate speech.
No, and so advertisers, as we've seen throughout the last 2 or 3 years, have been very cautious with a number of different platforms to at least be out there and be ahead of it and say, hey, look, we're going to watch, we're going to see how this develops, and we'll make our choices.
To Musk's credit, he did announce on Twitter that he's forming a content moderation council to make decisions before letting people back on, like Kanye West. People are looking at that. Trump.
That's not a council that I think is. Anyway, I'll save that.
Okay. Yeah. So that was incredibly frustrating to watch. That guy on the left, I don't know his name, but he is an absolute clown. You know, when looking at everything, Twitter is already a damn hellscape full of pornography and worse, which, as we discussed just the other day, fired Twitter lawyer Vijaya Gandhi fought a lawsuit defending Twitter for not removing CP from the platform. You know, it has been a very serious problem for years, and no doubt one of the big issues that Elon Musk is hopefully going to clean up. But, as usual, the lying media always sets the narrative that a more fairly moderated social media platform actually means that it is completely unmoderated and full of hate speech, which is an absolute lie. And this woman even informs this clown that Elon Musk announced a Content Moderation Council, and despite my own personal concerns over such a council, the point is that he is taking moderation very seriously and has a plan in place to hit it head on, except it will be done fairly and equally. But no, this guy just brushes it off and says, oh, he doesn't believe that. So you see, the woke media and corporations all working together to ensure that a fairly moderated Twitter platform will just crash and burn. It's disgusting, but it's not really surprising. You know, I knew that there would be some kind of outside intervention to sabotage this whole thing, and it looks like it's already begun. So we'll just have to keep an eye on everything. Well, that's about it. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments down below. Also, like and share the video, and consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. And I'll catch you all later.